All right, Knicks fans, I'm going to ask you guys two questions. Is it time for Landry Shamet to start getting a little bit more minutes? And what's been going on with the Knicks turning the ball over so much lately? Let's head out to the West Coast to talk to our Knicks beat writer with the Post, Steph Bondy. Steph, what's going on, man? Usually I'd be a little jealous that you were out in LA right now, but we got 71 degrees here in New York. I'm about to be outside after this. So let's get straight into this one, man. Word is Bondy, and the loss to the Clippers, they turned the ball over 20 times. They gave up 24 points off those turnovers. It's back-to-back games. They gave it up over 15 times. So word is Bondy. What's the root of this sudden turnover issue? And is this something you feel like Knicks fans should be concerned about late in the season?
Yeah, I think it's kind of twofold. The first one is the Lakers game was just sloppiness. No focus. Maybe they went out in LA the night before. We do have nice weather here too, by the way. That was just a bad overall offensive game, up and down. The Clippers are a little bit different. They have lengthy defenders. That's how their defense is schemed to take advantage of turnovers. Kawhi Leonard is obviously a monster defensively. They got Nick Batum, who's long. So I think they did play better against the Clippers, but it was still too many turnovers. I mean, 24 points off of turnovers. The Knicks only had 10 points off of turnovers. You can't win a game like that. That's on everybody. I mean, Jalen Brunson is a point guard. He had three turnovers, but OG Anunoby had four turnovers. Josh Hart had three turnovers. Karl Anthony Towns had three turnovers. So it was across the board. And they left Southern California with two clunkers.
Let's stay with the weather analogies here because Mikal Bridges has been like the New York weather. One minute he's hot, like the 71 degrees today. The next, he's cold. It's a blizzard. He goes 0 for Sunday night, and then he scores only 7 points and was benched in the fourth quarter Monday night. Is there any indication that Mike Brown might start getting Landry Shamet more of Bridges' minutes?
Yeah, I mean, this has been a season-long trend. I think, there's been a lot of focus. I've written this a couple times, but there's been a lot of focus on Cat struggles. But to me, Mikal Bridges has been the bigger disappointment this season. And now we're not even talking about the five first-round picks that Leon Rose traded to acquire him. We're also talking about the $150 million extension that they gave him in the summer. He's got to produce more. Now, when it comes to Landry Shamet and Mikal Bridges, we know that Mike Brown trusts Landry Shamet. He loves Landry Shamet. He's been on top of Landry Shamet since the season started in terms of trusting him and giving him opportunities. Now he rides Landry when he sees Mikal Bridges struggling, and so he has no problem if Mikal Bridges is having one of the shooting nights that he had in both games in LA. He has no problem telling Landry Shamet to close the game. So I think it goes by game basis. Mike Brown reads what's happening in the game, and he has no problem. It doesn't matter that they gave up five first round picks. It doesn't matter that they gave him a $150 million extension. He has no problem benching him. With that said, Josh Hart was the one who was benched for Landry Shamet in the fourth quarter against the Lakers. So it was Josh Hart to the bench against the Lakers and Mikal Bridges to the bench against the Clippers.
Shout out to Landry Shamet, man. Like, here's a guy that people were questioning if he was even going to make the team. Comes on to the scene, plays well, gets hurt with the shoulder, then comes back, and he's taking guys minutes. Definitely one of those New York success stories. You've got an article out on the Post website about how Jalen Brunson has kind of changed his game and added some other elements to it. Can you break that down for us? Like, what have you seen about JB's game that's changed, and what has he been saying about it?
Now that was around the three games that actually before they got to LA and played the Lakers. But
Yep.
he had three games where he had double digit assists. He had 40 assists in those three games. And part of that was just the defense is saying, all right, we're going to try to take everything away from you. We're going to blitz you. We're going to come at you. And Jalen, like I've said it many times, he's the smartest player I've ever covered. He's going to read the defense, and he's going to make the right play. Now, listen, he's not the greatest passer, threading the needle and in the paint and finding everybody and all that stuff, but he is smart. And so he figured out that I can get my teammates open shots. My teammates, if I get doubled or if Nikola Jokic is coming over, Mitchell Robinson's going to be open under the rim for an alley oop. So he adjusted his game positively because he wasn't shooting well, and he found other ways to impact the game, and he became, as I wrote, like a true point guard.
All right, let's look ahead a little bit. 6 of the next 7 games are against bottom feeders in the NBA. That includes Utah on Wednesday and Friday at Indiana. Um, Crazy ask right now, but are these must-win games considering the fact that that means that they'll win the road trip and to stay in close contention with Boston for the 2 seed?
Yeah, I mean, it's the Eastern Conference is crazy. Like one day we're saying the Cleveland Cavaliers are going to win the East because they just got James Harden there riding a hot streak. Now it's Boston because Jason Tatum is back. I'm never going to say anything is a must win because anything can happen in the playoffs, as we saw in the last playoffs. But if I were the Knicks at this point, I'd want to avoid playing the Boston Celtics in the second round. And we were saying the same thing last year, and they ended up beating Boston. But if you look at up and down the East, I think the Knicks have a good opportunity certainly to beat the Pistons again. They beat them last year. They have a good opportunity to beat the Cavaliers. I think they're tougher than the Cavaliers. But if you can avoid, I don't know how it would be because now it looks like the Celtics could eclipse the Pistons as the number one seed. We'll have to wait and see about that. But when it all shakes out, I think the best path for the Knicks is to avoid Boston until at least the conference finals.
All right, off topic here. We've seen a lot go down in NFL free agency. You're an Eagles fan. How does it feel to watch Philly lose so many free agency, so many players in 2 days of free agency?
Now, all right, so you're talking to me as a Giants fan, right?
Oh
Because
man.
because I feel confident in winning the division again. Just like we win the division every year. We beat the Giants when we need to beat the Giants. I feel comfortable. I don't have a problem with how the offseason is shaking out so far.
All right, mic drop on that one. I ain't got nothing to say on that one, man. Enjoy LA, man. Safe travels on the road trip, and I appreciate you hopping on with us.
All right, bro.